कितनी दूर पड़ा है। Hello everyone, welcome to another stream of Genshin Impact. आज शुरू करूँगा मैं वो जो क्लोरिन की स्टोरी का हमने स्टार्ट की थी ना, अभी तक ख़त्म नहीं किया हमने, वो करनी है। एक सेकेंड। अच्छा ठीक है।
Really have thought of everything. Even the phaetometer is here and ready to go for us. The phaetometer? What's that?
मैं भी वही सोच रहा था.
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and tea? Is that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Oh, really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Hello Anj bhai, welcome to the stream. और तबीयत कैसी है?
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marashose hunter, Paimon.
Snack hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great. But I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
चलो बढ़िया.
Very fair. Then let us begin.
अब तो ठीक है, अब तो समझ गया था.
First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. In this story, everyone is a Marashosei hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need to allocate any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
आज का दिन कैसे गया?
Why don't you share a character card?
आज का दिन कैसे गया?
The traveler will be the Marashosei hunter, and you can be his little floating assistant.
Huh. Kinda like in real life. So, for the name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep. It can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name.
ओ भाई,
Oh,
ये
so
केकड़ा
it would
अटक
be
गया
like,
है फ्री में, पता नहीं
like
क्या.
experiencing a different life.
कॉलेज नहीं गया
but
पर
still
कोई
as
बात नहीं.
yourself.
रोज वैसे भी कौन कॉलेज आता है.
Yeah.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a
Kikda.
particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I'll take
हमारे कॉलेज में
persuasion
एक
and
बंदा था, उसको सब
investigation.
केकड़ा बोलते
Those
थे.
are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence. Good idea, Navia. Just as expected of a veteran player.
So, should we also take those skills then?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia and use our skill points to pick up other useful skills. For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand. That will give us more options
पता
to
नहीं
run
क्यों
into
बस
any
बोलते थे.
situations we can't negotiate our way out of.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that.
नाइदा नेक्स्ट बैनर में आएगी, आप पुल करोगे. नाइदा है मेरे पास, मैं
Everyone
सेव
has their
करूँगा.
own role to play. Let me see. I'll
नाइदा के
take
साथ कौन आ रहा है?
arts and performance. I'm not quite sure what use they'll be, but I'm not as knowledgeable.
By the
about
way,
the
hello
other
Foxfire
skills,
bhai, welcome to the
and,
stream.
I'm not too confident I'd be able to roleplay them well.
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, traveler?
Insight?
Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful. Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. That's nice of you. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these two skills?
Let's see.
क्रायो शेना आ सकती है.
Looks like you each have enough points to
शेना
choose
आएगी
one
तो
final
मे बी मैं
skill.
पुल करूँ.
You all pick such classic skills. It's fine to go a little bit out of the box, you know.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
बट मेरा मोविका पर एक गारंटीड पुल है, अगर
Summon.
उसके बाद का कोई बैनर कौन सा है वो भी देखना पड़ा.
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or creatures that fit the script's world building rules.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a
जियो वाली भी
Martian
शिलोनन, हाँ.
Oh, that's not for us to worry about.
स्नाइपर वाली ये
Just learn the
दोनों
skills that interest
नए
you,
कैरेक्टर
and the
भी हैं.
GM will take care of the rest.
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon
देखना
can't wait to
पड़ेगा.
see what kind of thing shows up.
शिलोनन के लिए
Now that
मैं
everyone's more or less
उसका
finished
किट
creating their
देखूंगा जो
characters,
ऑन रिलीज
let's
होगा.
begin. Since two of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask. Would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
What's the difference between the two?
ये तो मैं पूरा सेव ही
In
करूंगा.
role-playing games, the
5.1
story
स्किप करूंगा मैं तो.
sometimes
हाँ
changes
सही है.
based on the decisions of the players and the results of the fatometer. For example, if you fail a check, That means you cannot use
मॉवी
a
का
party skill
अगले
to
वर्जन के
spare
अगले
you.
वर्जन पे
A
जोंगली
critical
आएगा,
failure
मैं
may
पुल
even
करूँगा.
result in further negative
हाँ,
consequences.
मैंने भी जोंगली
If
के
you
लिए
choose
बहुत
to
वेट
play in
किया था.
authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the phaetometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about luck playing a factor.
ओ भाई, इसमें मिनी गेम है क्लोरेंट की स्टोरी को इसमें. बाप रे, मोलानी के साथ सही चल सकती है मावोई का. हाँ, players role playing in the scene can sometimes affect your current check. Bonuses will be added. Easy mode और ठीक.
Given that I'd like to focus on the story,
और वो सपोर्ट भी है जहाँ तक लीक्स बता रहा है, बता रहे हैं. अच्छा, अभी भी सपोर्ट ही है. मैंने उल्टा सुना था कि वो DPS बेस है. खैर, एंडिंग में सब क्लियर हो जाएगा.
I'm going with authentic mode for sure. Never knowing what you might have to overcome. Ugh, doesn't that sound exciting?
बट वही है, वो सुनी सुनाई बातें हैं, कंफर्म कुछ नहीं है. मॉवी का सब DPS और DPS फॉर श्योर. मैंने सुना था कि मतलब सारे आर्कॉन सब DPS हैं, तो मॉविका के साथ ये लोग उल्टा कर रहे हैं. अब कंफर्म तो कुछ भी नहीं.
Are you sure?
No need to worry about the pesky phaetometer. Pretty good choice if you just want to relax and play the game.
Honestly,
बट ये सब वही ना सुनी सुनाई बातें, अभी कुछ कंफर्म नहीं कर सकते. शिलो ने इनकी तरह पूरे प्रॉपर लीक्स नहीं आए, पूरे एनिमेशन वगैरह.
That wasn't super reassuring.
well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. I want to experience at least a good chunk of the story today. Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene on a beach?
Well, that's because a long time ago,
ओ भाई यार, देख रहे हो?
was still in
ओ
its
भाई,
infancy. Powerful demons and evil
कितनी
sorcerers
सुंदर
ruled
लग रही है
over the
क्लोरिंड
land.
ऐसे.
They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together.
वन पंच
With their
डिस्ट्रॉय गर्ल
swords
को
raised, they
सपोर्ट
swore to
बनाया तो
brave the
गलत.
darkness, and in doing
ये
so,
भी है.
subdue each and every monster that sought their destruction.
ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट का
They
मिनी
became
गेम है.
known as the Marashose Hunters.
हम लोग मतलब गेम के अंदर गेम खेल रहे हैं. और डंजन्स एंड ड्रैगन्स एक गेम है ना, उसकी कॉपी कर रहे हैं लोग. गेम में मिनी गेम. अरे मेरी स्ट्रीम लैग अटक रही है क्या? नहीं, अच्छा.
Sometime later, as a member of the Marashose Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the
अरे यार,
gas
ये तो मस्त
as
है.
you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marashose hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
डिटेक्टिव नॉवल जैसा. अरे ये वाली नाम है,
Allow
देखो.
me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in.
ये वाला लेनी तो
My
और
name
कूल
is
है.
Linny. I've been
ये
wandering
वाला
since I
लेनी
was
बल्कि
little
इस
and
लेनी
picked
से
up a
अच्छा.
few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted by a Marashose hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you introduce your
है ना?
character to everyone?
यार, ये स्टोरी
It
क्वेस्ट है,
sounds like
इतनी
they've done
मेहनत.
this dozens of times. My name is Farina, and I grew up in a
ये
normal
वाली फुरीना
family.
ठीक ठाक
I
है.
always had a strong interest in performance
ये
and
वेंटी
the
जैसी लग
arts.
रही है.
Even though I'm a Marshase hunter, what I really want is to be
अभी तक
a
तो सिर्फ वो जीत रहा है,
performing
लिनी जीत रहा है.
Hey, that's really cool.
नाविया
You
का
can do
चल
it,
ठीक
Farina.
है.
That's exactly how it's done.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this
ये वाली
marvelous
पाइमन
adventure
भी
right here.
सही.
I've been studying medicine
Ooh.
ever since I was a child. I want to do my
Doctor
part to
Ethan.
eradicate these
भाई
monsters
मुझे
and use
आर्लेकिनो
what
भी
I've learned to
निकालना
heal
विथ
others.
वेपन स्किप
Oh,
मॉवी का.
welcome.
यार
When
मॉवी
we
का
face the monsters, I'll make sure to charge
obviously
in front to give everyone some cover. You can take care of the healing at the back.
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message reads, "To the honorable and trustworthy Marashose hunters, our kingdom is currently facing a grave crisis. The lands outside the capital have been overtaken
Monsters.
by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis."
यार ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट तो कुछ और ही है.
The layout of this city looks super familiar. It kind of reminds Paimon of Mondstadt.
मॉन्स्टर.
Scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with
अगर
the map.
डीपीएस होगी मॉवी का तो आर्लेकिनो लेवल तो
As
होगा ही,
experienced hunters,
होगी
the layout of
मिनिमम.
the
हाँ.
city reminds you of
अरे पर
places
अब
once
हवाई
traveled.
के लिए बनाने से कोई
You
मतलब नहीं.
recall the sight of
जब
tree-lined
पता
streets
जब
and the
आएगी तब
gentle
पता चल
tranquility
जाए.
of days gone by. Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears to be little more than an empty shell. Its hollow gates are open to you,
ये तो
beckoning
मॉन्स्टर
you
ही
to
है अंदर
come
से.
forth and bring salvation back to the town.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to us?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that
ओ भाई तो पूरे
In that
शहर ने मिलके
Why don't we
कमीशन
take a walk around the
भेजा है.
city and see if we can learn anything from the local residents? Oh,
ये
good idea.
शहर
We might be able
प्रॉब्लम
to
में है
get
तो.
some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're after.
you look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open for the day.
Why don't we
ये
go
तो
check out
एंजल
that tavern?
शेर ही है.
If the novels I've read are anything to go by, taverns are usually full of information.
वाह पूरा का पूरा मॉन्स्टर उठाया ये तो. वाह हाउ ओरिजिनल. मॉन्स्टर विदाउट पीपल.
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello.
वैसे
I suppose you're right.
लेकिन मुझे आर्ले गेम प्ले कूल लगता है बहुत. हाँ ये तो है.
If only those monsters out there would stop causing trouble.
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer. If we keep asking questions, we might be able to get some good leads. Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism.
वैसे मेरा नाम भी तन्मय है.
That reminds me. What
लॉल.
did you have for breakfast this
हेलो
morning?
तन्मय.
Huh?
I don't think that's the kind of question we're supposed to ask. Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some macarons? I could make you some. You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't really look like a chef. Besides, I'm not really a fan of sweets.
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets.
क्लोरिन.
Did she just... me? Chlorinde must have broke character for a second.
This isn't getting us anywhere. Traveler, maybe you can think of something.
मेरे पे सब डुप्लीकेट नाम वाले लोग आते हैं.
Miss,
और
we'd
बहुत
love to
सारे
know more
अंश,
about the monsters you mentioned.
बहुत सारे
If you're willing to
तन्मय.
open up to us, we might just
यही
be
चल
able
रहा है
to
कुछ टाइम
resolve
से.
the troubles you're facing.
ओके कार्ड तो अपने आप ही निकल गया.
You weren't even the one that learned persuasion.
My troubles, you say? a horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that my husband was dispatched to fight them
नहीं
3
भाई
days
अब
ago.
डुप्लीकेट मुझे
Do you know where he was
डुप्लीकेट
sent?
नहीं नहीं
It all
डुप्लीकेट
happened
नहीं
so fast.
मतलब सेम
When we
नाम
said
वाले
our goodbyes, he couldn't even tell me where they were sending him.
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible.
हाँ कोई नहीं
We sincerely hope your husband will be able to return to your side soon.
Thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just try to remain optimistic and wait for good news. We don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things, like what we eat and how we respond to the things life throws our way. I hope that one day, you too will recognize the power of something as small and inconsequential as a delicious dessert.
लॉल
I'll do my best. You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city.
किस बारे में था कुछ समझ में नहीं आया और डोर ऑफ रेजरेक्शन की क्या ज़रूरत है मतलब मर रहे हैं क्या हम लोग
As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
किताब जैसी राइटिंग है इसकी
Although he doesn't seem very friendly.
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
Surely an onion can't be that expensive.
स्पाइरल अबिस रीसेट हुआ है
What do you know?
किया क्या आपने नहीं अभी हाथ भी नहीं लगाया मैंने टाइम ही नहीं मिल रहा यार
If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
Oh, what
ऑन स्ट्रीम लैग करेगा तो मैं पक्का हारूंगा
are you talking to him?
इसलिए मैं ऑन स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहा स्पाइरल
We
अबिस
have information we need.
यहाँ थोड़ा नेट का इशू है
Can you think of something? Sir, we came to this city to solve the very problem you seem to be referring to. The war you mentioned, would it happen to be against the
आपने
monsters
किया क्या
outside the
फॉक्स
city?
फायर भाई
If you happen to be well informed and know a thing or two about what's going on, we'd appreciate it if you could share that information with
अंश ने
us.
तो कर लिया
After all, the sooner this
उसका
problem
तो
gets
मुझे पता
resolved,
याद है
the easier it will be for you to do your business.
Well, things are basically as you said, young lady. Those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big
कॉलेज की
trouble.
वजह से टाइम नहीं मिल रहा
Wait,
अभी
saying no
इवेंट्स
one
और
has put a
कमीशन ही
plan
कर
in
रहा हूँ
place to
मेरा भी
distribute
ऐसे कुछ
supplies
हाल है
or
पर मेरा
maintain
ऑफिस
order?
का
We could all starve, and those nobles in the palace wouldn't even break a sweat. Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning.
All right. That's all the information you need, right? Off with you now. I've still got business to do.
You know, if you smiled a little more, you'd definitely get more business. And I bet that would make your life just a little bit sweeter. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to work. It's just a tip.
आप यार मेरी तरह है, फालतू फ्री में फंड में सलाह देती रहती है
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
Before you lies the city's central square.
बस यहाँ फाउंटेन नहीं है
You see a
बाकी
man with a
मॉन्स्टर ही है
slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes his head and lets out a long sigh.
This guy seems promising enough. Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Oh, wait, you're...
I'm...
Oh, dear goodness! You're a Marashose hunter!
You recognize us? Ah, are you one of the people who wrote the commission letter?
Yes, yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come. Oh, what great news! The city is saved!
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be free of monsters. However, monsters have once again surrounded the city.
कैसियोडोर पहला मारुशुस नाविया पे स्टॉप मत करना कभी गेम वो
Perhaps an evil sorcerer
गन
has
से
been meddling in
करती
our
आवाज
affairs. All I know for sure is that their return has stripped this city of any chance at peace.
Are there
लॉल
not enough soldiers to drive them out?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards simply have no idea. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would tell me stories about how them. To be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those.
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable Marshose hunters are on the case.
The man is touched by your determination and resolve.
Still, if we are going to hunt the
All I know is that the area outside. Oh, although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the.
I see. We'll...
All right, be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monsters outside the city are just part
Evil
of the
sorcerers भी
actively working with the monsters, and have corrupted the court ministers with even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable figure.
Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up? Huh? Like...
I appreciate your kindness, brave hunters. I leave the future of this kingdom to you.
चलो अरे लोडिंग स्क्रीन ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट कुछ अलग ही है क्लोरेंट की काश हर स्टोरी क्वेस्ट में कुछ ना कुछ अलग हो तो मज़ा आए
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?
Exactly.
इतनी तो इन्होंने फुरीना की स्टोरी क्वेस्ट पे मेहनत नहीं की
Take down the evil sorcerer stirring up trouble from within.
But which problem should we tackle first?
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break. Take some time and discuss what you want to do. Let me know when you've made your decision.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that.
Well, Chlorinde said the script took cues from the real history of Fontaine, right? Maybe the real-life Marashose hunters were also treated like that.
I wouldn't say it's a perfect representation of history.
Sure. As long as it doesn't spoil anything in the script.
Hana wants to know too. The hunters were super powerful, right?
No. All Marashose hunters were ordinary mortal fighters.
ओके नॉर्मली लोग
The
थे
only thing that set them apart were the special sword techniques passed down over the centuries.
ओके sword techniques
So you mean anyone could become a Marashose hunter?
In theory, yes. All you would need to do is survive the rigorous training and master the swordsmanship techniques required to fight the monsters. Still, most people dropped out at the early stages, and others called it quits the minute they saw a monster in person. To become a hunter, you must be strong in both body and mind.
What
ये तो
kind
है
of monsters did the hunters fight exactly? Oh,
The land of Fontaine once played host to an ancient dynasty known as Remuria. After that dynasty fell, one of the ancient sorcerers of
मैं
Remuria
एक बार
used
गेम
his
चालू
power to
रखकर
assemble a
नाविया थी
formidable
कैरेक्टर
army
पे
of
और थोड़ा
goblins.
दोस्त बाहर आया था
He
तब
sought to
नाविया ने
use
गन
that
दिया
force to establish
घर वाले
himself
अगर
as
रूम
king.
में ही थे मैं
Now,
कैसे
wait a
तो
second.
बताया
Don't
एडवर्टाइजमेंट
tell
था
me that
बोला
guy was
लॉल
the inspiration
बट
for
ऐसी
the
कौन
evil
सी आवाज़
sorcerer in
निकाली
the script.
नाविया ने
We still haven't
मुझे तो
found
याद
any
नहीं ऐसी
in-game
कोई आवाज़
information on
निकालती है
him yet.
नाविया
So, why don't we talk about someone else for...
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then... How about Casiodor, the Golden Hunter? Or Egeria, the ex-Hydro Archon?
wait, but those people are all from a super long time.
From my master.
By master, you mean...
निकल
Mr. Trivia?
निकालती है नाविया आइडल एनिमेशन है ओ ऐसा
Someone you know? Absolutely.
ऐसी
Mr. Trivia
उबासी
and my
वाली
father were good friends. Back in the day, she would often bring Chlorinde over to play, but then...
Let's not get off topic. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Cassiodor into battle against the
नाविया पे
monsters.
थोड़ा देर रुको
This
के
group
देखना
of
पड़ेगा.
warriors, under Cassiodor's leadership, became known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Yet, as Fontaine
देखना
entered an era
पड़ेगा.
of peace, their work gradually became obsolete. The Marechaussee Phantom, originally an association made up of hunters, eventually came to be predominantly comprised of Melusine.
Ah, I see. That explains.
Is that really a bad thing, though? It can get tough.
Depends on who you ask, I suppose. If the.
Speaking of investigations, would I vote monsters? That's the main duty of the hunters,
नहीं
right?
बहुत कुछ करती
We can come back to the sorcerer later.
लॉल.
Well said, Miss Farina. Plus, if the sorcerers really are the masterminds behind this whole thing, defeating the monsters could give us some clues on their intentions as well.
What about you, partner? What do you think? It's decided then.
All right. After some discussion.
ओके चलो मॉन्स्टर्स पर आ गए. जल्दी करो यार, मेरे को अब सस्पेंस बढ़ती जा रही है.
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
You there, outsiders, halt!
ये तो हम स्प्रिंगवेल के बाहर हैं या वुलवेंडम
An
के बाहर?
armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build, and although he's trying his best to conceal his current state, his uneven gait and I'm the captain of the guard. I saw you sneaking around the city earlier, so I'll only state your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Well, it's been a while since
I said talk, not whisper between yourselves.
Have you ever heard?
Marechaussee Hunters? Ha! That fairy tale you mean.
क्लोरिंड अच्छी दिख रही है उस ड्रेस में, ये तो है. बट सबसे अच्छा आई थिंक लिनी का कॉस्ट्यूम है. कि लिनी का वो अजीब सा जोकर टाइप कॉस्ट्यूम हट जाता है उससे. एक आंख पे पैच और वो सब बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है. ये वाला तो
You're
सही.
able to deduce that the injury on his calf was a monster's doing, and the wound has already begun.
I'm a doctor by trade. Please, let me redress your wound. You don't have to suffer like this.
The man appears somewhat disgruntled at having been exposed. He allows you to apply a poultice of specialized medicine to the wound. And it... Oh, right. Guess you lot might actually be real Marechaussee Hunters after all. In any case...
चलो इसको ठीक कर दिया, अब क्या जाना
we
है?
can find the monsters.
He informs you of the various locations where monsters have appeared. He looks in that general direction. Some of our new recruits have never even dealt with a petty thief. And now they're...
Oh, please, sir. Don't get too worked up.
Hearing you say that, a glimmer of hope flashed. Those monsters aren't easy to deal with. I just hope all the guards will be able to come back to their families alive.
Okay.
Based on what the captain said, the monsters should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards.
Okay.
Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds.
Okay.
A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief.
फुरीना के आगे का फ्लैट है, इसलिए फुरीना कौन से भी गली से जा सकती है. अगर शना जा रही तो वो नहीं जा सकते. ऐसा क्यों? तुम्हें पता है ऐसा क्यों? कोई शक? सबको पता है ऐसा कि क्लोरिन भी फंस जाती है, पता है?
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you, and all the signs point to one thing.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters.
ओके,
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear
वो
rustling from
मॉन्स्टर्स
the
की आवाज़ आ
surrounding
रही।
bushes. The monsters have
अरे यार,
emerged.
रिफ्ट हाउंड्स
They
छी।
close in on you without fear. You get the impression
A little help here.
your battle round begins now.
चेक फेल्ड।
Let's get this show on the road. Now disappear.
Let my name echo in song.
Step right.
The next battle round begins now.
A proper send-off from the Spina with love. Coming at ya. Coming at ya. Shower me with praise.
And voila! Yeah! A round of applause.
Hey there. Fire. Well,
नाविया को कैसे यूज़ कर रहे हैं? अरे एक सेकंड रुक जाओ यार।
coming at ya.
मैं तो शैना को बोलता
The
हूँ वो
monsters let out a terrifying roar
गली
of
छोड़ के
anger and
मेरे पास
resentment.
आने को। वैसे अभी
Before
राइडन भी आई है इवेंट को, वो भी
interfering.
शैना के साथ आ जाएगी। लॉल।
Thank goodness it's over.
अरे अब
We're lucky the
कोई
Marshall say
मुश्किल
hunter
इवेंट
class
थोड़ी
came
है,
with all
कौन
those
सा मेरे को
preset skill
हॉबीज
points.
की तरह यूज़ करना
Otherwise,
है।
we would have been in some real trouble.
I never knew the photometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict. If you get unlucky, isn't it? That's part of the fun. The uncertainty of fate is
नाविया
what
को
gives
बफ के
these
बाद
games
यूज़
their
करो।
appeal.
हाँ
Just as you
पता है,
begin
बट
to celebrate your victory,
मुझे
a
पता था ऐसे ही हो
suspicious
जाएगा,
lump
तो
on the
मैंने
ground
बोला रहने
catches
दो।
your attention.
A suspicious lump. Wait, could it be the thing that appears after every battle?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be mixed with the monsters gone. The small protrusion now awaits.
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
वाह, चेस मिला नाविया को बफ के बाद। हाँ पता है। तो ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट है, कोई खतरनाक एनिमी थोड़ी आएगा, बट हाँ ध्यान रखूँगा। थैंक यू। लोग तो ऐसे करने लग जाते,
With
मेरा एक
everyone's
स्टार
help,
चला जाएगा
you
जैसे।
successfully excavate the wooden chest from
अभी
the
इसका
ground. Even without opening it, you can tell from the mora and jewels scattered around the chest.
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's open.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it.
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt fighting the monsters.
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we were the...
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game... But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove or Marcia say hunt.
That's definitely something we should consider.
नाविया का
Maybe
वेपन
we
नहीं
can
मिला
come up with
मुझे।
an explanation in advance.
60 पुल किया तब भी
Well,
आर्लेकिनो का
donating it could cause that much
निकालूंगा।
trouble.
सही है,
Why
सही है,
don't we use it to buy some
सही
gear
है।
and fill up on good food? Then we'll be ready to fight even...
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice. Well, it's getting late.
Wow.
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all or because the story is particularly...
Here, here. I'm not sure I'll have enough energy for that.
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful if I get home too late.
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for the next part of the story anyway.
ओ वेन्यू चेंज करेंगे, नाइस।
Another location?
Mm-hmm. There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to an indoor set for the next part of the script.
Whoa. They really pulled out all the stops for this new script.
Well, even if we end the game for the day, we can still stay a little longer and hear Chlorinde finish her.
मुझे भी हंटर्स के बारे में जानना है.
You just want to finish the free desserts before we break for the day.
That's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, the Paimon not finishing free food feels even worse than having to buy your own.
बात तो सही है.
Paimon really does want to hear more about Clorinde's master.
Well,
कौन है क्लोरिन का मास्टर? आप नहीं है, मेरे पास नहीं है यार. लेकिन मैं यूजुअली फटोई कैरेक्टर्स पे नहीं पुल करता.
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern, but it's all in the past.
ओके, कट सीन. ओ नाइस. नहीं शेयर कर दी और फिर ख़त्म. ओके ठीक है.
My earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill repute. My birth parents had left me behind sometime.
what a heavy beginning for a life story.
राइसली का
was
भी
a
ऐसे ही कुछ
fascinating
था ना.
individual. If inexperienced in the ways of raising children, my first ever toy was a
आपके-
short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as something Master removed from her waist and handed to a noisy child in need of distraction.
Oh wait, so she handed an actual sword to a child?
वाह.
Isn't that dangerous?
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not concerned. She just stood there and casually lectured me about it. See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me and said, "Give me your hand."
Excuse me for asking this, Chlorinde, but
Probably around 3, give or take.
3? Isn't that when most kids are still struggling to hold a fork?
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of raising children.
I'm not so sure this is a question of experience.
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hatchling.
वाह.
Geovishap hatchling? For a pet? That seems even more dangerous.
What
बड़ी
she said was
खतरनाक है
this:
इनकी माँ.
make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
And how old were you when this
बाप
happened?
रे क्या है. कुछ भी मुझे आने वाले फटोई में कोलंबीना और अबिस में चाइल्ड की मास्टर कैरेक्टर
Did she
कंफर्म
win?
हुए तो उनको कुछ भी हो जाए
I
निकाल
lost.
लूँगा. हाँ सही है.
So, you're saying you actually became the Geovishap's pet?
Yes.
जियो
only
विशाप
for a
की
week.
पेट.
By the end of that
Skirk,
week,
huh?
I defeated it in combat. And we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
That really doesn't sound like the kind of childhood someone should have.
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a marechaussee hunter, but I never heard her bring up her own parents. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that.
7
Even
साल
though the
में
training she subjected me to was
मैं
strict,
कैपिटानो
she
तो
always
मुझे भी
made sure to
चाहिए.
take me traveling when she had the
पहला
time.
फटोई कैरेक्टर
We
जिसको
met
लगा
many
कि
of
मुझे
her
पुल
friends
करना
during those
चाहिए.
days. That was also how I met Mr. Callis and his family.
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our picnic and hid behind Ms. Petronia the whole time.
I still hadn't really met many children my age at that time, so I didn't know how to interact with others.
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions, remember? I don't think many members of the Spina ever...
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but you nearly let it slip that one time.
क्लोरीन के आगे का बटन ग्लिच से निकल जाए. व्यूअर्स एंड होस्ट दोनों
Protector
मजे ही मजे.
Justice.
वाह. कैपिटानो शायद प्लेबल नहीं हो
That
सकता. हम
vigilante
ये बात है
hero
मैंने
from
भी
20
सुनी
years
है.
ago?
देखते हैं
The
क्या
one who
होता
was
है.
always active at night?
Yep, that would be her.
बस 1 साल बचे
She
इस
often would put
नए
on a
आने में.
black cloak and go out at night.
हाँ यार
I never
इतने
knew
साल
where
वेट
she
किया.
went
1
or what
साल
she was
क्या ही.
doing. Until, like Navia said, We overheard the truth from Mr. Callis that night.
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk.
My apologies.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do with it. And anyway, everything she did was for a good cause. Although, calling herself the protector of order was a bit much. Especially when she deliberately operated outside the law.
Huh? When did the Protector of Justice become the Protector?
Oh, she had a bunch of code names. I heard she would just come up with a name on the spot whenever she was asked.
और बहुत सारे हार्बिंजर बचे
Later
हैं.
on, she
हाँ
probably
ये
got
तो
sick
है.
of answering those
एक
questions
वो भी है
and
ना
decided to
पी
stick
से
to
एक
just
और है
two.
जो बायो
The
इशू
Protector of
जैसा दिखता है.
Justice and the Protector of Order.
That sounds like her.
वो
all
भी
right.
सही लगा.
I bet she forgot which of the two she'd used by the time she got back each night.
Well, she certainly sounds like a fascinating individual with her strong.
It's true. I always wanted to become like her. Someone powerful, independent, and with a strong sense of conviction.
पिएरो हाँ.
But
नहीं वो नाक वाला. Fuck. गर्ल नहीं चाहिए जैसे नाइडा पहले वाला वो क्रायोवार को नॉट मम्मी चाहिए मुझे. स्नेज नाया.
What happened?
I have
देखते
no
हैं क्या
idea.
होता है. सारी इच्छा
I
अपने
will
आप
leave a
को
note.
फ्लैट गर्ल
I was
बोल
not
रहा
ready
था.
to
ओके
find out
फ्लैट
what she
गर्ल नहीं चाहिए.
That night, I
हाँ.
was celebrating my birthday at
देखते हैं क्या
Navia's
होता है.
house. But Master never came to pick me up.
और सारी इच्छा हर कौन है
returned
तो
home on
अच्छी
my own.
दिखेगी.
It was to an empty house. When she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to Miss...
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the matter in secret.
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's just like how, when a litter of kittens reaches a certain...
Were you upset, Chlorinde?
I was at first.
पिएरो ब्लड रिलेटेड है का ऐसे. अच्छा ऐसा.
I don't
ये
believe
तो मुझे
Master would
पता नहीं
suddenly
था.
disappear for no reason. There must have been something she just had to do.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and become the greatest champion duelist in all of Fontaine. You're practically a living symbol of law and justice.
I suspect my
पिएरो
position
और
would be far
काया
too
के
by
क्या
the books
रिलेशन.
for her.
चलो वो बाद में पता चलेगा.
Master always did whatever she pleased. But
Who knew Chlorinde had such an interesting past? I never had the chance to ask her about it before. I wonder if Chlorine's master were the champion duelist back then. Would that duel against Mr. Callis have gone differently? Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Chlorinde and Navia are probably thinking something similar. The mood just got super awkward all of a sudden.
Well, anyway. Would you look at the time? It's getting dark, so we
I had a great time today, Miss Chlorinde. Thank you for being our GM.
देखते हैं क्या होगा. फॉक्स फायर भाई.
The script was good, but I've got
अंश
to
भाई.
say, your childhood stories were even better. Hey, you should tell us more about that fight against the Geo Bishop sometime.
you could be
काया
right.
के ग्रैंडफादर उसे पिएरो से
What does she
दूर
mean, on to
रखता
something?
है और मॉन्स्टर में
I
लाता है.
certainly don't know any
ये
five
कहाँ से
girls
पता
who
चला?
want to fight a bishop in their spare time. Guess I'll head back as well. I need to save my energy if I want to continue enjoying the story tomorrow.
You're that excited to hear about my...
I was talking about the script.
ओह पूरे कमीशंस कर दिए इसने. एक क्वेश्चन. कमीशंस कलेक्ट कर लेता हूँ फिर डे चेंज करता हूँ. कमीशंस ओके. इवेंट भी कर लेना. इवेंट देखता हूँ कल करूँगा. कल कमीशन जल्दी हो जाएंगे ना फिर.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
ये गेंशिन वालों के एग्जीबिशन में बताया था उन्होंने बहुत पहले। अच्छा, हो सकता है मुझे याद भी हो पर मैं भूल गया हूँ। नेक्स्ट डे।
Let's go meet up with the group. Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
नया वेन्यू, ओके। ओह, तो अच्छा खासा कोने में। ये कौन सा गेम वेन्यू है? पत्थर के पीछे, पत्थर के अंदर। कैपिटानो भाई मेन है, उसने जो पायरो रीजन खतरे में था तब अटैक नहीं किया। वो कैसे पायरो और कौन से
Looks like
पावरफुल है
everyone's here.
बहुत।
Now, before we begin, why don't we
देखते
finish
हैं।
where we left off yesterday? There was an important decision to be made, yes? I'll pour everyone a cup of tea.
Is that really the most important
ये
part?
वो राज रखना चाहते थे उसके एक्चुअल
I'm
पावर
more
में
concerned
भी।
about our current surroundings. Heavy walls, cold railings, dim lights. This is obviously supposed to be a prison.
I admire the work put into the set. Still, it's obvious the scriptwriter has never paid a visit to the fortress of Meripede.
So this set is going to be a part of the script?
Unfortunately, that is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
लॉल।
Anyone think Cloran's smile is starting to look kinda scary?
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. If we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity,
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile.
अगर
As
बैटल
long as we're helping people,
आगे
it
बैटल हो
doesn't
सकता
matter
है
who we
नोसिस
are
के लिए।
or what we're
हाँ,
called.
नोसिस के लिए बैटल तो कंफर्म है।
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want some more tea?
Oh, Paimon's good. Thanks. Why aren't you saying anything, Navia? Wait, what's that next to you?
Oh, this is the short sword Cloran mentioned last night. I found it.
Huh. I'm surprised you managed to track it down after all this time.
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the circumstances in which you gave it to me. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all the potential ways for us to break out of prison.
Wait, we haven't been thrown into prison yet, have we?
Well, it's only a matter of time. It pays to be prepared. Just like how you should always have an umbrella on hand, even when it's sunny.
वाह,
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
So, you reached an agreement?
ओके।
Oh, and we'll collect all the scattered pieces of treasure on the ground as well.
All right. You collect the treasure and make your way back to the capital with your bag of loot in hand.
नाइस। अब आगे क्या, आगे क्या? इसकी लोडिंग स्क्रीन भी
The
अलग
city
है।
is still shrouded in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere.
ये अलग
But
है
your
बस।
spirits are surprisingly high in places where sunlight struggles to reach.
कुछ लोग बोल रहे
You
हैं अगले
generously share
आर्कॉन
your wealth
क्वेस्ट
with the
पे वो
children, the
सोए
elderly,
हुए
and the poor in
एंजल
urgent
फटुई
need of
कोलंबीना
help.
2000 साल बाद उठेगी। कोलंबीना
Thank you,
लॉल
kind
2000
soul.
साल से सो रही है। लॉल
The elderly woman's look of
अजीब लग रहा है
gratitude
सुनने
follows
में।
you as you walk away.
कुंभकर्ण की बहन
Her eyes never
कोलंबीना।
leaving your back until you move entirely out of sight. However, there's still quite a bit of Mora remaining.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up.
should we go find that man again at the square?
Oh, good idea.
Just as you start to make way to the square, please wait, distinguished guests. Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to
Greetings, gentlemen.
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who...
राजा ने हमको बुलाया. नाइस. कौन है राजा?
Do you think this could be a trap?
क्या
Well,
पता?
we have to investigate the court at some point, right?
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just turn the whole place upside down.
That sounds a little intense.
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards and agree to follow. They
भाई
lead
वो
all
बहुत
the way
डेंजरस
to the
कोलंबी
audience
ना
hall of the palace.
जोंगली
Gilded
से
tables
डबल एज
line
किया वो
both sides of the
10,000
hall.
प्लस
The
लाइफ.
space
ऐसा है
itself is
क्या?
adorned with all
मुझे
manner
तो
of
पता ही नहीं था.
expensive antiques,
नाइस
glass shelves,
नाइस
and
फॉक्सफायर
silver
भाई.
candlesticks.
लोर
The
की
items
नॉलेज
appear
रखने
quite
वाले.
ordinary in size and dimension,
मज़ेदार.
yet their presence somehow makes the emptiness of the hall.
Wow.
The elderly king, clad in he wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right at the very front. As you they're here, your majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his mouth with his hands and bends down to whisper a few words to... After a moment, he lowers his
इंटरेस्टिंग
hand
फॉक्सफायर भाई.
and stands back up. His gaze...
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings.
The king remains still and says no. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. Unfortunately, I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters... However, seeing that I was not fortunate enough to observe...
Well, we've got nothing to hide.
ओके ये हम सच उगलवाने के चक्कर में है.
The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees and it... Well, that was enough details, right?
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors.
Well, we did take the treasure, but...
How did he know about...
Then I must add...
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't the treasure be considered a part of that?
Only that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward. Taking the rightful wealth of a kingdom without said permission, on the other hand, is a crime.
But that's completely unreasonable.
Yeah, that makes no sense! If it weren't for...
Maybe so, yet the fact remains. You tried to What? No answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you, a group of legend...
Well, what about the king? Is he just gonna let this guy talk for him the whole time?
ओ भाई.
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting
क्लोरीन
on
ने
either
कपड़े
side
क्यों
of
नहीं
the
बदले?
throne. His posture...
From the look of things, could the...
I would like to observe the number of...
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense...
There goes my plan to turn the whole place upside down, I guess.
पिएरो
Today is
कैपिटानो
being
एंड
visited by
डॉक्टर
nothing more than a group
आर्कॉन
of
से पावरफुल हैं बोलते हैं
ill-intentioned
सब.
imposters.
और क्राया आर्कॉन कितने पावरफुल होगी. टेवेट
Guards,
पावरफुल.
take them away and
आर्कॉन
throw them in the
आर्कॉन
dungeons.
सारीचा बहुत
Before I
पावरफुल होगी.
decide your fate,
वो भी
however,
इतने सारे
I must first
नोसिस के
determine whether
साथ.
you have any accomplices
क्लोरीन
outside.
सामने कपड़े बदलो लॉल.
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe start some kind of riot?
But if we try to fight the guards right now...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear. If you're scared...
Thanks.
You allow yourself to be led away by... It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling. Stay here, and don't try... The guards lock the cell door.
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes through the dark hall.
No!
Carve out a new path of fate with our...
You reach towards your waist, but find nothing there. You...
what about that knife I hid in my...
When did you hide it in there?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover, the guards would have conducted a thorough search before.
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere.
Correct. You don't even feel a lock. Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well. This is where the script ends.
भाई जर्नी में ट्रैवलर को
Ending.
बीच बीच में रुकना पड़ता है, क्यों बताओ?
Generally speaking, this should be the point where the scriptwriter gives the player
क्योंकि वो
some kind of hint,
उसके घुटने
or
दुखने
gives the
लग
GM
जाते हैं.
some kind of code for how to move forward.
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed in the feeling of being in prison. Like, they'll only show us the way out once we've grown truly and utterly desperate.
That is a possibility.
If only there were desserts and tea in real prison.
Oh, before I forget, Navia, the short sword. I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble anything from this era.
Wait, Chlorinde said that sword used to belong.
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem childish more than anything.
Hang on. A precious heirloom passed down.
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and a good amount of
क्योंकि
junk she
पाइमोन के
probably just didn't
डायपर
want to take
बदलने
with her.
होते हैं
I gave you the
ट्रैवलर
sword
को.
back then
वाह.
because I didn't want our friendship to end.
Wait, when did this happen exactly?
After the duel between Mr. Callis and myself.
Before that, Chlorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the Spina someday. After the duel, though, there was a period of time where we simply didn't know how to face each other. We were both sad and conflicted and totally overthinking everything as a result. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder if Miss Petronia, back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father, but a close friend as well.
No one can change the past. The most important thing is that you two found your way back to each other and can enjoy things like this together.
Nice.
Yep, you're right.
I'm sorry, you two. I didn't mean to bring up any sad memories.
Think nothing of
Okay.
it.
ट्रैवलर सिबलिंग को ढूंढने से ज़्यादा लौंडियाबाजी करता है, घूम रहा है, करता हुआ घूम रहा है. सही है, सही है. ये क्या है?
Oh, looks like the next part of our script is here.
Perfect timing.
From Clarenne's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or...
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. In this lightless dungeon, you lack a reliable way to tell how much. Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant. Suddenly, you hear.
Heads up, everyone.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice.
कौन है? कोई हमें बचाने आया है.
Who
Nice,
are you?
nice.
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity. Shh. I've already sent away the other guards, but
I understand, but how can we be
the king has issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime,
Executed?
monsters appearing at the same location as the
there will be time for speculation once we're out of here. Infiltrating the capital was difficult, and finding a chance to speak with you has taken a lot out of me.
Have you seen our weapons anywhere?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. His faction is too powerful. The guards are all under his control. To defeat him, you must find a secret vault. It is said that within that
Khufia
vault,
vault.
the Marechaussee hunters of the past left behind a treasure with the
You're not staying with
Sorcerer.
us?
No, I'll remain
Okay,
in the dungeons
sorcerer
to deal
है
with
वो.
the guards. As long as my identity is not revealed, I'll be able to aid you when the final battle comes.
In that case,
Thank you for your concern. I will do my utmost. As for the location of the vault, here, this map should lead you there.
Okay. ठीक है. ट्रेजर मैप यहाँ पहाड़ के नीचे.
Got it.
All right, once I open the door, Remember to stick close and refrain from. You now have the chance to restore the honor and legacy and.
With the help of the guard, you successfully escape the dungeon.
ठीक है, आज़ाद हो गए. अब वो चेस्ट ढूंढने जाना है ना, जो भी है ट्रेजर.
Wait, we didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool sudden spell?
That is a pity, but we can only continue to move forward.
I see everything.
Stabilize.
Make yourselves a room.
This is order. Solidify. Bow your head. Time for retribution.
क्लोरीन नाइट्रेट लेने एक सेकंड.
Settle down.
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience.
क्लोरीन, राइडन, शना, सुनादे, चांगली, एलान, किसी भी एक को चूज करो. सुनादे, चांगली, शना. वहाँ भी एक चेस्ट है. चलिए, फिलहाल तो स्टोरी चेस्ट पे ध्यान देते हैं.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
ये रहा.
This should be the place marked on the map.
This bit of rock certainly looks suspicious.
Well, I'd say an investigation's in order.
वाह, फोड़ ही दी.
Wow, you really meant that.
Before you lies a serene stretch of open water.
Well, guess this means it's time for a swim.
ओके, पानी के अंदर. भूल गया था फाउंटेन में पानी के अंदर जा सकते. इतने दिन हो गए ना फाउंटेन आए हुए, मैं लिटरली भूल गया.
Oh, what's the matter?
It's nothing. As you step into the cave, you find yourself in an eerily quiet space.
Puzzle.
Wow, this must be where the treasure is hidden.
But this door is blocking our way in. Huh. It almost.
Huh. What have we got down here?
A pattern on a stone door.
Is something wrong, chlorinde?
After a long, difficult journey, you finally arrive at the location indicated by your map. It appears to be an ancient site of some sort, where treasure likely awaits. Your surroundings are exceedingly quiet and serene. as if the secret that slumbers here has never once.
That description makes Paimon feel.
We're doing this for the sake of the people, to free them from the evil sorcerer.
Linny's right. We need to keep going. The next part of the story requires us to solve the puzzle, right?
Yes, that should be.
चलो puzzle solve करते हैं.
Something feels off about all this. Guess I'll just have to improvise.
I found something.
Found something here too.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay, solve हो गया.
It worked!
Something just appeared. Some kind of new mechanism, maybe?
By solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves worthy of inheriting the secrets of the past. At the end of each puzzle, you're rewarded with a key.
Oh, it
Tutti
must
key.
be the key to the big door.
Huh? This is one of the Marechaussee Hunter keys that are passed down. It is said that 4 keys in total are required to form the final, complete key.
Huh? What's wrong?
You hear a few strange noises. Suddenly, all the torches in the ruin go out at once.
Huh? What's going on? Did we fall into another trap?
For the
Pata
sake of
nahi.
immersion, please close your eyes, everyone. Without the torches, the space is now completely dark, and you cannot see anything.
But Paimon can still see a little bit over here. Oh, right. Sorry.
Lol.
Suddenly, you hear the sound of footsteps pierce through the darkness.
There's someone else here. Oh, this is so unsettling. I can't see anything.
I've been discovered then.
Wait, that voice, it's...
You recognize the voice as belonging to the guard who led you to this place. It appears he now covets the treasure for himself and has come to stake his claim.
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Then I can probably relax. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't fight to the fullest of our abilities.
Judging by the way he's holding his sword, he must...
Retreat! That's not the hunter way. If it's dark for us, then it's dark for him. We choose to fight.
Your choice is noted. Please keep your eyes closed until I tell you the torches have been relit. This battle will be in the dark.
You got it.
Well then, let us begin.
ओ भाई, ये लगता है सिर्फ क्लोरिन करेगी.
Load it.
I'd like to try to hit him with my sword.
Your strike is successful.
Ha! You're facing a veteran Marechaussee hunter. You don't stand.
Is he still standing? Goodness, he sure has a lot of HP.
गया.
Is it over?
फॉक्सफायर
Can we open our
कहानी
eyes
बढ़ा
now?
के कहाँ चले गए?
The enemy is strong and relentless, but the battle is nearing its end. The torches have not been relit.
What about now?
Final strike. Ha!
Oh, well, did we get him? Chlorinde?
Warm fire flickers across the walls once more. Your vision is now clear. In an impressive display of courage, the four of you successfully defeat the uninvited guest. That look in his eyes. It's like he became an entirely different person as soon as I defeated him.
Huh? Mr. Florian? Oh, wait. We're supposed to be role-playing. I should stay in character. Speak your name, guard. Why did you lead us here just to betray us? Is this treasure really more important to you than bringing peace to the kingdom?
What kingdom? What peace? Those were nothing but lies. I, Florian, am a true Marachose hunter, descended from hunters of ages past.
So he's also using his real name. Or, wait, was that the name of his character?
Then I'm even more confused. If you truly are a Marachose hunter, shouldn't you...
What do you know? In this day and age, there's no glory to be had as a Marachose hunter.
What's that supposed to mean?
My skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of obscurity in the remote wilderness. Still, he devoted everything he had to being a Marachose hunter. And what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. In a world that forgot all about him. When he died, not a single person came to mourn his passing. The Marachose hunters were the ones who saved this city. We're heroes. We deserved more recognition and respect than this.
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy? I didn't
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come down here and take it?
Puzzle solve नहीं.
Because I still needed the final key.
Only a true Marachose hunter is capable of passing through this final door. As someone who sought to hurt others for his own gain, Florian lost that right long ago.
Okay, but what is this treasure anyway?
You're sure you want to go in?
We've been talking about it for so long, of course.
And we've already defeated Florian, right?
Pesky brats.
Watch yourself.
Then let's open the door together.
All right. Your choice of action is confirmed.
Okay.
Before you, the door to the treasure, sealed and undisturbed for more than 100 years, finally swings open. You hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of disuse, almost like a sleeping giant letting out an extended yawn. You get the impression that the secrets buried behind this door might be just as heavy as the sound you just heard.
ओ भाई, मुझे भी देखना है अंदर क्या है, मुझे भी देखना है.
Me too!
वाह, हमारी आंखें देखो चमकती हैं.
Uncovering hidden treasure is the most exciting part of adventuring. What do we have here? Uh-huh.
A stone tablet? And some shabby weapons?
You call this a treasure vault? Looks more like an abandoned warehouse.
नहीं.
Maybe the troop ran out of budget at the...
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to drop the ball at the most...
Wait, I get it now. Paimon, this is the real Marachose hunter treasure.
Huh?
This is it? The Marachose hunter treasure is just a stone slab and some broken swords? I can't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Whoa, are you okay?
The Marachose hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown. He needs to leave the room for a moment to collect himself. One of you seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. If the rest of you wish to follow suit.
Okay.
So, how are you doing? Feeling any better?
What just happened?
Do you remember how you got here? Or what happened to your body just now?
I remember now. I brought you here because I wanted to... The explosives in the cave!
You mean these?
Huh? How did you...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave, so I kept an eye out. I've already dismantled the whole thing.
So the strongest champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again.
I deserve some answers, don't you think? Tell me why you wanted to lure. Everything you said earlier sounded like the truth.
I don't know. I just always felt like there was something in my heart that didn't The feelings about my father and the other Marchose hunters are real. It just wasn't fair. I don't know when it started, but at some point, my anger came to complete...
But if the treasure was all you cared about, why plant all those explosives?
I can't remember.
From your description, I suspect you were dealing with a devorator.
Devorator क्या है?
Oh, your master... your father, I mean, never talked about it? It was a kind of monster that was active several centuries ago.
No, I've heard of it. I'm just not sure. Wait, it can't be. The seal!
The seal?
My family has served as Marchose hunters for many generations. My father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. He said it had been passed down over a truly ancient age, and protecting it was our clan's most important duty. But I neglected that duty after he died.
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, you could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption. In light of this...
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desires in people's hearts, to the point where they overtake...
And yet, you were able to retrieve 3 of the 4 keys. If I remember correctly...
One of them belonged to my father. The second I stole from a different hunter. And the third... I know just how strong you are. It's as clear as day to everyone in Fontaine. The only way I could think to obtain that last key was to lure you here using your hobby, and then...
I won't comment on any...
Well, I did pour my heart and soul into it. The stories my father used to tell me about the glory of the heroic Marchose hunters.
It's more than just a story.
Huh?
Okay.
You're proud to be a hunter. You're still holding onto that part of yourself, no matter how small.
सही बात.
I have done so many
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer in your... Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain.
But I've already tainted my sword.
Wake up, Florian. Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and... You do not wield your sword for yourself, but to protect those you serve. There's nothing special about a blade. It's the intentions of the wielder that matter above all else. Do you still not understand? Even after seeing the treasure for yourself?
You're right. I am a Marchose hunter. It's time for me to redeem. No, to...
I wouldn't be so quick to...
I know. That's a charge I...
Good. Then, come with me. And help me see the script through to the end.
Huh? See the script? No, I mean, I wrote the script with the soul...
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil...
You mean the Devorator?
Is that really so hard? You've already written most of it. Surely you can...
You aren't afraid your party will fall into danger?
I know what my friends are capable of. And they're all...
Then, are you going to tell them the truth about all the...
I don't intend to spoil the fun. Sometimes, protecting dreams and fantasies is more important than exposing the truth. Don't you think?
चलो. पहुंच गए हम.
They're back!
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Mara Shosei hunter.
Tone it down.
Sorry. After crossing swords with you and witnessing your courage in battle,
Oh,
I confess, I was brainwashed by the evil sorcerer.
that little... Wait, you're saying all of that wasn't you, but the...
That's right. He's adept at manipulating the hearts and minds of the people.
Huh. And how are you going to prove that you're a changed man?
To be perfectly honest, I only came to my senses after seeing the treasure. The treasure was actually...
The names of all the Mara Shosei hunters from ages past and their weapons?
Wait, you already know?
Of course. Don't underestimate a veteran role player's explorations.
We just finished reading through the content of the stone tablet.
That tablet recorded the lives of some fascinating people. For she inherited the responsibilities of the Golden Hunter and passed judgment on many people. But in private, she had...
So, she was just like you.
Oh, you really think so?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to confound his enemies in battle.
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments. How could they have all been forgotten?
Because they chose to be. To hunt monsters that only appear in the shadows, you must also operate in the dark. To be a Mara Shosei hunter is to willingly give up on wealth and fame.
Then this stone tablet must have been left behind by their companions.
That's right. Few Mara Shosei hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. The only time they spoke of their accomplishments would be at night, when they gathered with their fellow hunters in front of the bonfire to share stories of the monsters slain by their hand.
So, this tablet was created not so that the hunters would be remembered by the people, but so that they would be remembered by each other.
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
You regard the stone tablet in solemn silence. The tablet proves that, although a hunter walks a shrouded path, it is not their legacies shall continue to be passed down from generation to generation, as everlasting as the stone onto which their names are carved.
Father, you once told me that I should seek out the treasure if I ever became lost. So this is what you wanted me to find. Thank you, my friend. I implore you, everyone, please give me a chance to make up for all I've done. Allow me...
Well, I say we let you join.
चलो
Sounds good to
चलते.
me too. Everyone makes mistakes.
I have no objections, but Mr. Florian,
When he took over my mind, I gained some...
Huh? He's afraid of...
What if the secret's hidden inside these weapons? GM?
Okay.
At first glance, the weapons appear absolute. These blades have slain countless monsters. Though it's been a long...
so basically take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon, since it used to belong to Est.
Ah, good idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
Oh.
Paimon's gonna pick a cool weapon too!
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing through you.
Mr. Florian, do you know where to find the evil sorcerer?
I was able to see his surroundings when our minds were connected. I believe he's currently hiding out at the church in the kingdom. We must be extremely careful.
Then why don't we explore some more and try to find some higher level gear?
Oh, no, we have to strike now.
I agree with Mr. Florian. We've got to act while we have the advantage.
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point in waiting.
Yes, yes. That's what's called. Yes,
Alright, you've
Mr. Florian, please lead the way.
of course.
He had to set up so many scenes today.
Finally, you decide to slay the evil sorcerer. As you walk away, you feel the gaze of the stone tablet at your back, as if all the hunters of the past are wishing you success in the battle ahead.
Okay. हम्म बस थोड़ी सी और बची है पर इंटरेस्टिंग है एंडिंग बहुत मस्त होगी लगता आई कैन फील इट
Finally, you arrive at the church Florian described. As you approach, an ominous aura surrounds.
How strange. This uneasy feeling seems so real. How did they manage that?
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go.
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already been corrupted by the depth. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be this close.
That's exactly why I have to go.
You mean
Yes. I intend to lure it into my body.
that's too risky? If things get out of hand, I might have to kill.
I understand. But if I do this, the Devorator will have a hard time passing up the chance to enter a body it knows how to control. You won't have to worry about... You're not like me, Miss Chlorinde. You're a just and powerful Marechaussee hunter. This is... something that I have to do. Consider it a duel to restore my honor. My only request is that you give it your all.
I understand. Then, as a champion duelist, I hereby accept your request for a duel, and extend to you my most sincere regards.
Thank you.
The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the blade of the Marechaussee hunters.
बाप रे ही इससे कुछ हो सकता है क्या
Silence!
बचेगा कि नहीं बचेगा फ्लोरियन सस्पेंस कटसीन
so lifelike.
This foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure, the power to defeat it, in your own two hands.
The treasure? You mean... the names. It's the Marechaussee hunters' names.
How are we supposed to...
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved until the very end.
Hunters fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
Walter the Marechaussee hunter. master of 1,000 tricks, executioner of the Phantom Hunters, I call for aid!
Est, the Marchose Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters. Answer my call! Petronia, protector of justice and order, the hunter I respect the most. Thank you for saving my friend, the best one I'll ever know. Please, lend us your strength. We have come to answer your summons. And so, the monsters were eradicated, and the sorcerer was defeated. Peace soon returned to the capital. Those in the court, manipulated by the sorcerer, also recognized the errors of their ways. Some remembered the names of the heroes who saved their kingdom, but others simply continued their lives none the wiser. Such is the story of the Marachose Hunters. They pursue the phantoms in the darkness and exterminate all who pose a threat. They will always protect the city and those within it, even should all memory of their accomplishments be forgotten by the very people they serve.
I am assuming we've finally reached the end of the script.
Yes, you've reached one of the better endings.
It's a pretty solid story overall. I thought it was just an ordinary that final battle, especially.
Oh, right. Yeah. Totally.
That's a really good point. I never expected the weapons we picked up from that vault would have that kind of effect.
Yeah, mine nearly scared the daylights out of me when it started glowing. I took a good look at it after we got out. Oh, we should probably give these props back, right?
Did you have a good time?
Of course. Let me know if another script like this comes around.
Sure, no problem.
Then I'll head back for now. I think I need some time to fully digest everything that just happened. Once Mr. Florian is awake, please.
You're right. He's had a lot to deal with.
Well, see you all some other time. Toodaloo!
मुझे ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है फरीना के अलावा सबको समझ में आया कि एक्चुअल में हुई थी फाइट.
Okay, so, can I ask now?
I think it should be fine, yeah.
What in the world was going on back there?
So you saw through all of that?
That time in the cave when you told us to close our eyes, it'd be weirder if we didn't notice anything.
I was dying of curiosity the entire time. I mean, you did a pretty bang-up job of pretending nothing had gone wrong. Farina actually looked like she thought all of it was planned.
Guess none of us wanted to be the one to break the illusion.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, wait. Don't tell me Paimon never... Oh, this is all my fault. It's not too late to cover your ears. Here, Paimon, I'll do it for you.
Bit late for that, don't you think?
You're saying everything that happened back there wasn't actually part of the script?
It's
और क्या?
probably more accurate to say this was never a real scripted story to begin with.
What?
So loud.
चलो जिंदा है. मुझे लगा नहीं पड़ गया.
Hey, you! Get up right now and explain yourself!
No shaking, please! Oh, my head.
Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys made up that whole last part on the spot? It's not nice to lie to people, but Paimon's got to admit that was a really good story, Florian. Oh, and nice improvisation, Chlorinde!
Yeah,
Wow.
it was like watching a magician improvise a
If Paimon knew something was wrong with that vault, she would have floated straight in the opposite direction.
Everything was under control.
As if you've ever described a situation as being out of control. I'm pretty sure any situation you consider to be easy to handle would scare a reasonable person half to death.
Guess I'm just used to it.
You must run into a lot of unexpected situations then. That explains why you're so good at coming up with things on the spot.
As for you, Florian,
I know there's no excuse for what I did. Alter.
I would say you've already suffered more than enough.
What?
You may have been blinded by fame and fortune in the beginning, but your actions... You'll be far more used to the city above ground than below. Your job as a hunter is more important.
But...
Of course, you'll still need to take the keys and pay a personal visit to the 2 hunters you wronged. Prepare to accept any terms they give you as well.
Yes, of course.
As far as I'm concerned, though, your showing in the duel was enough to prove your honor.
Then I'll do exactly as you said. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll do my best to prove myself worthy of the second chance you've given me. I swear this on my name and honor as a Marashose hunter. Until we meet again, everyone.
अभी भी cutscene?
Speaking of Marashose hunters, what should we do about the treasure in that cave?
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people.
No. Every name on that tablet made the same choice. All hunters know what the path entails. I am no exception. My identity as a Marashose hunter is not something I need people to remember.
That's certainly very different from the path of a magician.
Wait, I just remembered something. If there were no special effects involved, why did our weapons begin?
That's because the Marashose hunters of ages past would often imbue their weapons with special enchantments to suppress the monsters. Whenever a monster was nearby, their weapons would start to glow.
Oh, so that's why they had an effect on that guy near the end. I really thought the summons were doing all the work.
Well, I'm sure the summons were a part of it too.
Oh? How so?
This particular Devorator probably hailed from the same era as the hunters we saw in the room. The names you recited all belonged to the bravest hunters. Countless monsters fell to their blades. That's likely why the Devorator visibly reacted when you said them out loud.
So the names held the power all along.
Navia, everything you said during...
Huh? Oh, I meant what I said. I mean, it was true to my character, so yeah, I'm glad you heard it. Just don't make me repeat myself. It's embarrassing.
I really appreciated those words.
All right. Don't get all sentimental on me. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. I'm going to go on ahead. Don't fall too far behind now.
She ran off.
I should probably head back as well.
Oh
The
भाई
story was truly incredible. Good.
और कुछ भी बचा है क्या?
Traveler,
अंश भाई हो?
should your name and deeds be forgotten?
I suppose the significance would be the journey itself and the world we helped create. There's still value in the time I shared with everyone here, and the things we were able to accomplish, even if no one remembers them.
A great answer. I'll remember it. Me? The Marashose hunter says nothing in response to that question. Perhaps her answer lies in her silence. An unspoken vow left to echo through the night. The path she walks needs no explanation.
Oh, finally. अरे ये क्या है? जजमेंट डे कैरेक्टर एल्बम? कहाँ गया? ये है. अरे वाह, ये फोटोज हम हमेशा देख सकते हैं। सो नाइस। चलो, आज मैं थोड़ा सा थक गया हूँ। मैं सोच रहा हूँ अब ठीक है, क्लोरीन की स्टोरी को इसके बाद एंड करने का के लिए अच्छा समय है ना। तो वैसे भी सोना तो होगा ही, 11 तो बज ही गई। तो गाइस, thank you so much for watching the stream. Don't forget to like the stream and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. मिलते हैं आपसे नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में। थैंक यू and have a nice time. बाय अंश भाई, गुड नाइट। बाय एवरीवन जो भी स्ट्रीम पे आया आज ना। किसी ने लाइक नहीं किया तो कर देना यार। गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट। थोड़ा सा स्माइल करता है जब भी पानी पीता है, मैंने आज देखा।